Well, Week 13 is a wrap, and we are now 3/4 of the way through the NFL season. The 49ers are currently sitting at 8-3-1. They hold the division lead, but things have gotten a little bit more precarious since we last spoke. The 49ers lost a brutal one to the Rams, 16-13 in overtime. And while that is bad enough, the Seattle Seahawks also managed to win their game heading into Soldier Field to beat the Bears. And so with that win, the Seahawks improved to 7-5 and now sit a game and a half back of the 49ers. As we head into the final quarter of the season, it's obviously better to be the chased as opposed to the chasing. And right now, even though the 49ers are in first place and do have control of the division, the final 4 games for them and the Seahawks it's going to be interesting to consider. The 49ers host the Dolphins this week, then they travel to New England to face the Patriots, they travel to Seattle then to face the Seahawks, and they wrap up the season at home against the Cardinals. On the other hand, the Seahawks are hosting the Cardinals this week, then they travel to face the Bills, they host the 49ers, and then they wrap up at home against the Rams. Now, obviously there's still a lot of football to be played, but that definitely, advantage goes to the Seahawks with that schedule. If the 49ers do lose to the Patriots in 2 weeks, that would suddenly turn that 49ers-Seahawks game into quite a game, quite a matchup with a lot on the line. It'll be interesting this week to see if the NFL flexes that into Sunday Night Football. As far as the rest of the NFC, the Falcons did win again, so they improved to 11-1. They've got a 2.5 game lead on the 49ers for that best record, and right now it looks like they're probably going to end up being able to pull that out. They face the Panthers on the road this coming week. Tough game, but with that 2.5 game lead, they're in pretty good shape right now. The Packers beat the Vikings, and the Bears, like I said, lost to the Seahawks. And with that, now they're both tied at 8-4, and the Packers hold the edge right now because they won it. They beat the Bears earlier this year. They still have another game to go, though, so a lot to be decided there. But right now, the Bears and the Packers are both a half game back of the 49ers with that 3rd seed / 5th seed with the wild card. The big game on Monday night saw the Redskins upset the Giants in Washington, D.C., and with that win, the Redskins improved to 6-6, and the Giants dropped to 7-5. The Giants had a shot at potentially moving into bye territory with a win, but now suddenly they find themselves a game ahead of the Redskins and a game ahead of the Cowboys, who also won. So suddenly there's 1 game difference between the 3 teams in the NFC East, and that race is probably going to come down to the wire. The Redskins and Cowboys square off to wrap up the season, and so it's going to be interesting to see if that game actually ends up meaning something for both teams, or one or neither. These next couple of weeks will really tell us what's going on. As we head into Week 14, the 49ers actually do have an opportunity to clinch a playoff berth. Of course, it's going to require them winning plus some combination of 5 different losses. So at this point, not something to really concern ourselves with. 49ers are in this to win the division, in this to get a bye. As long as they keep on winning, everything will be fine. Obviously, this win-win-loss, win-win-loss, win-win-tie, win-win-loss is not the kind of pattern we want to continue. But hopefully, the 49ers can get back on track against the Miami Dolphins. Win over the Dolphins doesn't guarantee anything, but it does move the 49ers in the direction they need to be going. They need to kind of get things squared away as they move ahead. So we'll be back later this week talking with the Dolphins at the Finsider to discuss that game, and we'll obviously have recaps and the like following the 49ers to the Dolphins this Sunday. So until then, make sure and subscribe to youtube.com/SBN Niners Nation. We'll have all your 49ers content. See you soon.